Hey everyone, Eggman here with another video, and today we have round 7 of 8 for the Level Up Expo Treasure Cup that happened this weekend. It is William Montes on the left with Eustass Kid versus Justin Tan on the right with the Trafalgar Law. So this was a kind of impromptu recording. It was just with hand cammed as well, so sorry about some of the shakiness and quality issues. I'm also recording this in my hotel room with a headset mic, so audio there, but really happy that we got this footage and I wanted to share it with you guys. So we have on the right, we had Justin go first play the single chopper, and looks like William is on the left deciding what they want to do turn 2. So plays the killer and just passes it back to Justin. 3 done here for Justin, and again, Trafalgar just swinging immediately into the kid, going down to 4 life, and then using the 3 for a Nico Robin. Something I think would help very much in a matchup like this, being able to get rid of that killer, and also doing the sequencing right of playing it after the killer, so if they're not as tempted to block with the killer if they think that it's just going to get Nico Robin next turn too. So waiting for their next play. Looks like they're going to use the Neko there to rest the Nico Robin, attack into it 5k to 4k. And there's a blocker up as well as a potential 2k counter, but looks like they decide to just block with it there. Yes, that's what happens there. And then actually using the 2 on the killer to do a 4k swing. I really like this play just because it means, the killer would have to get hit next turn anyway, so forcing a killer counter out of hand to save the Nico Robin, and then just passing there. So it should be a pretty good board clear here for Justin with just a 1 Dawn investment on the Nico Robin, being able to get rid of the Neko and get rid of the killer on the attack as well. So just a nice little board clear. 4 Dawn open here as well, so looks like they're going to be a little bit aggressive, 5k leader to leader, going down to 3 life for William, and then playing a Zorro, and then doing it looks like a 5k swing at leader after this too. So very aggressive, a little bit more aggressive than I'm used to seeing for the Law players. Actually 6k swing, making sure that they have to either invest to get out of it or to take the life, and it looks like that's what William decides to do, go down to 2 life, saying he's not really worried, he wants the more card advantage, and just kind of passing from there. And honestly, I don't strictly like this from Justin, only because it's just, again, very aggressive, and some Law builds like to do that, but I think in a matchup like this you can be a little bit greedy in what you do and do more of like a just board clear. I don't think you have to be super aggressive against this matchup. So looks like they're doing a 6k swing into the Nico Robin, which means you'd have to kind of over count to get out of it. So looks like the Nico goes away, and then after that, let's see what happens. And then a killer of their own to get rid of the Zorro. Yeah, that's a pretty good trade for William there. And then also just a Beige and a Bonnie to pass the turn. I don't think there's a lot of cards in Justin's hand either. It hasn't been lucky in the sense that there was no Nami, and we haven't seen a Bonnie play yet either. But looks like, yeah, only about probably 5 cards in hand right now. And looking like they're playing an ISO to rest the Bonnie. Probably going to do a 5k swing there to get rid of it. Maybe block with the Beige if they want to get some value with it. But yeah, looking to do that, saying, you know what, it's probably going to just be a guaranteed save on the Bonnie, and I do need a little bit of card draw right now. And so 4 Dawn open. It looks like they're paying 1 for their own Bonnie, using the effect to look at the top 5. Let's see what they get. Probably best card right now. It looks like they got a couple hits. They have a Trafalgar Law, they have 8 Drop Kid, they have a Beige, and I think they even have a Jet Pistol if they really want to be more control. But again, I think, again, putting them to such low life seems good in practice, but Law is not necessarily known for having a really explosive end. It's more of just kind of a war of attrition. So it's very kind of hard to decide if you want to be more aggressive or what have you, and you only have 2 Dawn open right now, so it looks like it's just a very tough choice needing to be made here, and it looks like they're deciding to get the 8 Drop Kid. So again, it was very weird to see the aggression as it is, because if you're playing the 8 Drop Kid, it usually means you like to go for the long game, and so giving your opponent so many resources early with all those attacks just means they just have a lot more possibilities to do stuff. So it looks like Williams got a pretty fat hand of about 7 or 8 cards, starting off with the killer swing to get rid of the Bonnie. That killer's gotten rid of 2 things, which is very strong, and then 5k to the leader, going down to 3 life for Justin. And then one, I believe they're at 8 Dawn right now, and they will be doing that to play their own 8-drop kid, and even using the effect as well. They can still attack it whatever they want because there's not a Dawn underneath it, but I do like this play of kind of aggressively playing the Okiku. Even if they just put a lot of Dawn on their leader to get rid of the 8-drop kid, the Okiku is probably going to be doing some good management next turn, and it's going to be very, very hard for, I think, Justin to start getting the Law effect. I just don't think they're going to have enough resources or cards in hand to really get that going. So it looks like they have to decide what they want to do. I think there's another ISO in hand, so you could use that to get the Bonnie or the Okiku. And it looks like it's just a 6 on lead, so just deciding to be really aggressive. I don't know, like, very weird play. Again, like with the 8-drop kid, you know that they're going to probably be able to set up with it next turn if you let them do it. So going down to 1, yeah, you know what? He's like, I'm going to be pretty safe next turn. We're going to play the 8-drop kid that William knew was in hand because he saw it getting added with the Bonnie last turn and just passing there. I don't know if I would have liked to see like I don't know. I think playing the kid 8-drop without using the suspension there is probably the right play because you want it to be safe next turn to probably get rid of their 8-drop. But we're going to have to see what William does. And it looks like they used the Straw Sword, a usually tech of 1 or 2, getting the rest on the 8-drop kid, and now you can really pressure it down. Again, Justin only looks like they have like 3 or 4 cards in hand, so it's going to be very hard to defend this. It's a 10k on an 8k right there. And let's see if they decide to use the additional 2 to get out of it. Or I guess 3k, so 2 plus cards to get out of it. And big thinking, and it looks like they do decide to save it with the ISO and the Nico Robin. Again, Law is a very, very weird deck for that counter stuff because you do get out of stuff, but then you have less cards to play next turn, which you normally really want to do. So big 8k there, getting rid of the 8-drop, and then probably just using the leader to swing at the ISO just to prevent any more board stuff. Yeah, and that seems to be the play. Using the Bonnie for 1 to look top 5. A blocker here would be very, very nice for William. And looks they got a Scratchman, a Pooh, two Dawn left open, and looking like they're going to be using that to play a killer there. No Dawn underneath it, but with an empty board for Justin on the right, it's going to be very, very tricky to get rid of this kid over there. So 10 Dawn available, I believe around 5 cards in hand. If there's an Otama Jet Pistol, that's probably like the best play, and then you can use your leader to get rid of try to get rid of the Bonnie or the Okiku, but then probably, either way, it's probably going to get blocked by killer. If you have a Luffy in hand, you can use that, but using the Neko for 2, and then 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I believe 12, 13 on the 8-drop. Yeah, that's going to be pretty tough to get out of counter-wise. And yeah, that does fall, which is good for Justin. But again, they're just a little bit behind on board. And the Okiku still being on board means that you can get rid of the Cat Viper pretty easily over there. And thinking on that play again, 10 Dawn available. 1 card left in life to 3 for Justin, but Justin's definitely running out of whatever momentum they had. So 5k, didn't even use the effect of the Okiku to get rid of, or to suspend the Neko, which is really interesting. 5k swing, and then just another 8-drop kid. So saying, you know what, I want to put 1 underneath the 8-drop to play, it looks like, and another Okiku, and then a blocker, and Dawn underneath the blocker and Dawn underneath the kid, so you have to attack into it. So again, this is going to be very, very tricky for Justin to get rid of. Again, blocker setup with an 8-drop kid, and while setting up the defenses, it looks like Williams is setting up a wider board of 5k. So dropping the starter deck Luffy there for 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does ignore blocker 11. So 11 into the kid. No blockers can be activated. And let's see if this 8-drop kid is going to fall as well. So They will need to combo or counter 4K, and there's 2 Apus in there, and I think that's probably going to be the end of this match here. Being able to establish the kid, and then also board clear is going to be incredibly easy this next turn, and I think there's only like 2 or 3 cards left in Justin's hand. And this is like kind of like the danger again. Like kid generically doesn't mind going down to low life totals in the early game because they have a really good way of setting up their 8 drops and keeping it protected. So that's just something you have to be a little bit careful with. So putting 2 Dawn on the Okikus there just to make sure that if there's a Jet Pistol in there, they won't get hit by that. And then 2 hits there. We're going to put probably, I'd say almost everything on it, but 9 is enough as it is, and William takes it. So that's going to be the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and make sure to check out round 8 as well. Bye-bye.